Gathering at the grist mill. The first settlers took land in the timber and along the streams. For one thing, they doubted the value of soil on the open prairie. For another, they needed water power for their saw and grist mills. From DuPage County, a descriptive and historical guide. Between 1847 and 1887, the man-made channel below made Warrenville a booming economic and social center. This mill race directed the power of the West Branch DuPage River to a water wheel which turned gears inside a grist mill. Area farmers brought corn, rye, wheat, and other grist to the mill, which ground the crops into flour or meal. One prosperous mill that operated here, the Warrenville roller mills, ran night and day and still turned people away. A farmer could wait in line for hours to drop off his harvest, but used the time to visit and catch up on the latest news. Many even brought their children, who often swam in the mill pond upstream. A dam struggle, DAM. If you were one of the men who owned a mill at this site between 1835 and 1897, you needed a dam to pull the water to power it. For 30 years, you built your dam out of brush, straw, and mud. When spring floods carried it downstream, you watched and rebuilt. When summer rains did the same, you watched and rebuilt. For a dozen years, you piled oaks across the river, and when rushing waters floated pieces downstream, you watched and rebuilt. You then secured logs with planks and boulders, creating a dam that would face the river for over 20 years. And in 1897, when the mill burned down, you watched and then left. And when the new owner cleared away the rubble, he knocked the dam down too. In the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps built a new dam, a scenic recreational dam along this stretch. But by the late 1900s, ecologists realized that dams were bad for the environment. Fish and mussels could not move upstream to reproduce, and decomposing plants and animals trapped in upstream pools stripped the water of oxygen. In 2011, the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County and DuPage County Stormwater Management, with funding from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, removed the dam at Warrenville Grove Forest Preserve for the last time. The limestone retaining walls from the 1930s remain as reminders of the long relationship between dams and this stretch of the West Branch DuPage River. It's in the bank. What dumps dirt into the DuPage River? Speeding water. After a storm, water runs off our roofs, lawns, and streets toward the DuPage River. Rushing down the riverbank, it breaks loose chunks of soil, dropping them into the river. This valuable soil clogs the river bottom, destroying homes for fish and other animals. A natural solution. We've planted native prairie grasses and flowers. Deep roots hold the soil in place and absorb and filter rainwater. Their tall stems and leaves block soil from getting into the river. They also provide food and homes for wildlife. Riverbank armor. It's critical to protect the delicate bottom of the slope with Ajax, fish lunkers, or fiber rolls. Now it's your turn. If you can find where you live on this map, you are a resident of the DuPage River watershed, and your actions affect the river. Rainwater that falls in your neighborhood ends up in the river, carrying it with it lawn chemicals, salt, motor oil, and other types of pollution. Do you care about the river's health? Here are some ways to help. Grow native plants along the edges of streams and ponds. Sprinkle sand on icy sidewalks instead of salt. Use natural alternatives instead of lawn chemicals. Let grass grow at least 3 inches tall to absorb more rainwater. A mulching mower fertilizes your lawn every time you mow. Don't dump chemicals or oils down storm sewers. So Roselle is in the DuPage River watershed. Hello? Thank you for joining me for this latest episode of Nature Walks with Kent. I'm at Warrenville Grove Forest Preserve. It's cold outside, but it's worth it. Get out and enjoy the fresh air. It's beautiful. Absolutely worth it. God bless you. Be safe. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, and share my videos, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you. Be safe.